All right, so there was no Jamal in this episode. kind of, I was kind of down on that because that whole last week's episode was kind of funny with Jamal. So there was no Jamal this episode. I was a little pissed about that. Then we got a new introduction to Chavo and the Mexican cartel, where Chet was explaining about the Estrada family. So interesting things. But all right, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to sleep. On to the video. So at least one of the couple of takeaways from this episode was seeing David Otunga. I was just like, oh, okay. Nice seeing David Otunga here, and then Vic actually killing the cop. I was like, yo, he basically murked him at the end. See, I love Tommy. I just loved how he was at the end. He was like, wait a minute, something ain't right. He said, what? Where these people just keep coming up from? And then he was just like, are you a snitch? And he said, no, I'm not. And he said, all right, you got to prove it to me. Kill him. And I'm like, Vic fucked up bad. He fucked up bad. And he can't have, I don't know about that recording, because, Tommy isn't really a stranger to killing law enforcement. So Vic is completely fucked. So I'm like, how Vic gonna get out of this? Because it's making it sound bad for him, because I'm like, you killed the cop. Like, well, I was like, fuck. He fucked up. He fucked up bad. Now, Stacy, again, she's still on this whole task for Vic, for him to like give out information and trying to like bring down Tommy Egan. But the thing is, it's like it's not working out. It's not working out at all, because she's doing everything that she can to bring him down, and it's just, it ain't gonna work. And then she's already getting pressured by her superiors to be like, okay, how can we move the process faster? And she's giving them like, some PR bullshit on how she's trying to get Tommy Egan to, have this whole RICO case and bring down everybody. But I'm like, my girl, you're doing too much. It's not working out. It's definitely not working out. So I'm like, all right. And then we seen like how, like later on, well, beginning parts of it where we seen like Maria and Tommy. Basically this entire episode, it was a lot of sex. It was a lot of sex in this episode. I was just like, oh, okay. And then you see like Miguel showed up. He said, Tommy, open up the door. Tommy, I smell ass. I mean, if only if he would have said that. But he was just talking to Tommy. He was just like, all right, about the Serbs and this and that, which Tommy proposed an idea of cutting the Serbs pipeline, which is crazy because Chet, everything just goes through like the Mexican cartel. It just, everything goes to them. And I'm like, oh shit. Like the way I'm thinking, okay, like the Serbs had their own, but it was just like, no, he explained like the history on, technically the Serbs was getting a connection and a pipeline, not pipeline, but they was getting their services from them. So I was like, oh, okay. So it just made things much more interesting, that how Chet is he's still in control, or is in control of the pipeline, but it was really the Serbs that was, I guess, there. Like, it was like some shared history. So he said, listen, I get to cut off that pipeline, so now y'all have nothing. I said, poor Merkovich. I felt bad for Merkovich for like a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, because I'm like, he said, I don't kneel, I don't beg. But I feel like the Serbs is going to make an impact. Maybe like a comeback, I should say. I think the Serbs is going to make like a comeback, because we seen how Miguel was talking to his grandmother, and he was basically saying that, no, the Garcias is going to be the only ones that's going to be in control. I feel like Garcia might actually kill Chet. I think so. I think he might actually kill Chet. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. I think he's going to probably kill Chet or whatever, because I don't know, because I get the feeling from him, because he's obviously his superior. He's telling him, like, you need to listen, you need to do what I tell you, but I don't know. The way, like, how things is going is just, like, I don't know. I feel like he might actually do it. And then I like how she was explaining to Miguel. She was just like, listen, you can't trust that white devil Tommy Egan. You cannot trust him at all. And I'm like, well, if anybody from Mexico or anybody who's connected know about Lobos, and knowing about how, well, technically Lobos died in Tommy and Ghost's hands, or really in Ghost's hands, but Tommy was really there for that. I mean, if there was circulation, because I mean, come on, Lobos, Tommy, Ghost, everybody should have already known about that. So if she would have had like any sort of suspicions, then she's basically warning him like, you can't trust him. He's trying to take over everything. But Miguel is just like, listen, I have my own plans that I'm doing, and Tommy doesn't need to know about it, and I'm gonna like basically take over. So I'm like, well, it's a very possibility. And I like how, like, you know, in the like later parts of it all, like Shanti and Claudia was like working together. Again, like I said, I really do think that it might be them, but then the way how things is going, I just don't know, because you saw how Jannard was like constantly following Tommy. Well, not following him, but he was outside his apartment, and he was just you know, trying to psych himself up to shoot him. But then that's when he seen Maria, and then he already got the pictures, and it was a dumb move by Shanti to tell him not to distribute the pictures in the streets. Technically, that would have messed up everything quicker. It would have messed up everything quicker if he would have distributed the pictures, because as when Tommy was making the deal, and the dude was basically telling him, he was just like, listen, you know, a woman, if a dude screws somebody's woman or somebody betrays somebody, everything falls apart. And that's exactly what could happen with that picture that Jannard has, because he can just blow up everything. And then Miguel finds out about it. As Maria explained to Tommy that basically she was involved with somebody, and I guess I think his name was Carlos. I think she said, like, his name was Carlos. She was involved with, and then Miguel found out about it and killed him. So, you know, she's just fear and worry about that. But Tommy's like, well, you know, nothing bad is gonna happen to me, and he's gonna like prevail through all of this. So I'm like, well, I mean, everybody's warning Miguel, but all it's gonna take is just that one picture, and he's gonna lose it. One picture, and he's definitely gonna lose it. So I mean, again, I can see that happening from there. And then it's kind of funny how like Diamond's, I guess, parole officer, Mr. Reeves, try to like tell tell Diamond to be like, listen, why don't you just confess and say like you're no longer affiliated with CPI? And I'm like, well, he can't technically say any of that because he technically still is affiliated, so he can't really say any of that. And Gianna and Diamond finally got together. So again, it was just a lot of sex in this entire episode. Just a lot. There's quite a lot. So I'm just like, okay. But I just really do like how like the Serbs just kind of got clipped though, because I'm thinking like they had their own connection or their own supplier or whatever. But it seemed like there's some history there. It seemed like there's some really deep history there. So I'm like, okay, so there's nothing much that the Serbs can actually do at this moment. So I'm like, God dang, man. But I mean, Vic is fucked at the end. He killed a dude from law enforcement. He killed like a person of interest, a fed. He is fucked. He is fucked. Cause I'm like, he shot him, and then the way he was like, I'm not a snitch. I promise her. He said, you're gonna have to take him out. I'm like, oh my God, you fucked yourself. But Shanti, I love Shanti's character a lot. Now I'm starting to think about it, because I mean, the way she's moving, I still don't agree with it, but the way she's so invested, she didn't even give up on Jannard, because when, I guess the dude name was Raheem, when she was talking to him in the beginning, they both was talking to each other. He was just like, I know how dick whip you can be. And she's just like, no, you need to learn your place, this and that. Like, you know, like, my business is none of your business or whatever. And then she's really sticking with Jannard, you know. But see, like I said, I could be wrong, because maybe she could be working an alternative motive, because I like how when Claudia and her was talking with, we could do business together, no men. But she's like, no, Jannard is my guy. And I'm like, you know, I'm still thinking like maybe her plan initially was to like take CBR for herself. I'm still thinking that, but then I'm looking at it too, like, I don't really see it that way. I really do see like she genuinely loved and cared for Jannard. So I'm like, I don't know. I always kept saying she is backing the wrong guy, but then I could be wrong. She actually seemed like she genuinely cares for Jannard. So, you know, but Jannard got that he got that nuclear bomb in his phone, and he's just like, I got Tommy dead to rights, which he does, though. He does have Tommy dead to rights. So, I mean, because Tommy fucked up. Diamond warned him, stay away from Maria. It's bad news. But he's like, no, I need to see what she's about. And Now that you got your biggest op, your biggest hater, who hated you ever since you got to Chicago, finally got some sort of dirt to take you down. Unless his phone gets destroyed or something. But, I mean, again, he messed up, and it's only going to be a matter of time until Tommy gets exposed and Miguel loses his shit, and all-out war might actually break out because of this. Because, yeah, they trying to, like, unite everybody from Chicago, from the north side, from the south side, from the east side of Chicago. Bring everybody in. Bring all the King Kilo's guys in. Bring everybody in. So that way everybody could work together and sell his drugs. But again, Tommy's messing it up for everybody. But overall, man, this episode, that ending, ooh, he fucked himself big time. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I catch you all in the next one.